So guys, a few days ago, I had a friend come over to me and she was very, very excited. Oh my God, she was so excited. I actually got excited just hearing from her. And then she was telling me, Dr. Daniel, I have bought land. Oh my God, I've bought land. I'm going to start a farm. Next month, I want to start a farm. And trust me, I'm going to quit my job. And I'm like, okay, this is very good news. Tell me more. So you're going to quit your job? I'm like, nice. So what's the plan? What are you going to start? She's like, I'm going to start a poultry farm. I'm like, okay, good. How many birds are you going to start with? She's like, I'm not sure. I'm not certain yet. And then I ask her, how much feed are you going to be feeding the birds every day? And then she's like, I'm not sure. And I'm like, so are you going to be getting layers, broilers, you know, the dual purpose birds? And then she's like, I'm not certain. And I'm like, okay, so have you figured out where you're going to be selling the birds to, or the eggs and everything? Then she's like, no, I'm not sure. And I was like, are you really sure you want to quit? So guys, this was my friend who bought land and wanted to quit her job to start a poultry farm, but she had no plan. What a terrible plan. Hi guys, Dr. Daniel over here, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so. Now, just in case you don't know, I'm actually planning on quitting my job not very many years from now. Why? Because I found what I love, guys. I want to become a very successful poultry farmer. Not just a poultry farmer, but a very successful farmer. And in order for me to do that, I don't think I'll manage to do that while doing my job. But before you do quit your job, there's lots of things you have to consider, guys. The world is so harsh these days for you to quit without a plan. Yeah? The world is going to punish you if you just quit your job and decide that you're going to start farming or anything like that without a plan. I've had my fair share of experience working as a farmer and as a doctor, and today I want to give you guys some advice that you might actually need before you do quit your job. Now this is it. Before you quit your job to farm, I advise you, very, very strongly advise you to have a very good feel of business and how it's done. Yeah? Because trust me, there is a very, very steep learning curve. And I've gone through that. I know what it feels like. While I started my poultry farm, I had made plans. Yeah, I had made plans. I had made calculations. I knew I would spend this amount of money on the feeds. I knew I would spend this amount of money on the drugs. Guys, I had done all my plans. And when the farm started, oh my God, if I had quit my job at that very moment and started the farm, guys, I would have died. I would have collapsed because my job supported me a lot. Yeah, the money I thought I would need, I needed way more because farming is very volatile, guys. Things keep changing. Yeah, it depends lots on the seasons. If there's lots of rain, the feeds are going to be cheap. If there is no rain and the foods are going to be scarce, you know, it depends on the demand, on the supply. There's just too many things involved in farming for you to just get up someday and you're like, okay, today I'm quitting without a very certain plan. I had to learn how to deal with the birds. I had to learn how to, you know, you have to learn how to deal with the diseases, how to deal with the birds themselves, how to deal with the market. Guys, there's just too much to learn for you to just get up without a plan and just tell yourself that I'm going to quit. Now, of course, the problem with that is that you're going to be an absent farmer. If you're going to continue doing your job while being a farmer at the beginning, you're going to be an absent farmer. And what does that mean? You're going to make lots of mistakes because you're going to just have to hire people. Number one, you're going to have to hire people you can really, really, really trust, which is not a very easy thing. Yeah, people who you can trust are not easy to get around. But yeah, that's it. And then you're going to have to make lots of mistakes on the farm. Then for you to actually learn how the whole business goes, it's going to take a little bit longer than usual. But yeah, that's it. It carries a less risk than you just quitting and starting your farm. But then the second option, of course, is you just quitting your job and, you know, you go start farming. And that's something that can be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. But by the time you do it, you should have figured it out very, very well. Because it is way riskier. And of course, risk is good. Generally, the riskier something is, the better the reward. So if you can take the risk and, you know, You're more likely to make more money if you succeed. But if you don't have a plan and you haven't calculated it well, you're going to be in trouble. Let me give you an idea. When you do quit, you have to be very, very, very certain that the amount of money you have is actually enough to sustain you until the point where the farm is actually enough to bring back money for you. Because let me give you an example. If you're going to be doing layers or layer poultry farming, that's going to take at least 24 weeks. 24 weeks is when you'll be really, really certain the farm can sustain itself. Because the birds will start laying at like 18 weeks. But at 18 weeks, they are laying very few eggs, and you can't really rely on them to, sustain you, buy you food, buy for themselves food, sustain the farm. So you have to think about 24 weeks. So are you very, very certain that you're going to calculate those 24 weeks and be certain that with all the volatile markets and everything, you'll still have money to handle yourself? Think about it. The advantage, of course, of quitting completely and being around on the farm is that the learning curve is going to be a bit shorter for you. You're not going to have to deal with people stealing from you because you can handle most of the stuff yourself. You're going to learn things way quicker than someone who is not around. You're going to get engaged more and you're going to be enjoying more if farming is really a passion for you. And guys, the other thing is, if you quit your job and start a farm that you've never done before or anything like that, you risk quitting and going into something that you might not love or that might not satisfy you. And like I've said, these days, guys, I know it, getting jobs is not very easy for most people. That's why I have people hit my inbox telling me to give them money and all that kind of stuff. So you quit your job. Are you really, really, really certain you're going to love this kind of farming? Are you really going to love the fish farming? For example, if you quit your job to do fish farming, are you going to love, the duck farming? Over there we have some ducks, guys. They are feeding. So are you going to love the duck farming if you quit your job to do duck farming? Are you going to love the rice or whatever kind of farming that you've decided to quit to do? You don't know. Probably you're deciding to quit because you've heard that farming is profitable business, you'll get lots of money. Guys, you don't always follow what people say. You could get there and things are really, really, really different. So before you quit, you need to also consider these things. The fact that you could actually quit and get into something that you can't handle or something that you don't love. But this is it, guys. If you quit and you decide that you're going to quit at whatever stage, quit with passion. Guys, quit and do the farming with all your heart. Because from what I've done and from the farming I've done, guys, it is satisfying. I do know it. I love it and I enjoy it. Do it like your whole life depends on it. I know that, people need engineers, we need doctors and all that kind of stuff. But we do need farmers too. We need lots and lots and lots of more farmers. Let me give you an example. In my country, Uganda, there are lots of people who go hungry. I see that. I see people on the streets, boys on the streets, sleeping hungry. And the other thing is that the population in my country has more than doubled in just 15 years. Guys, 15 years, the population has doubled. What's going to happen in the next 10 years? What if it doubles in the next 15 years again? We are at 50 million. What if we are at 100 million people? Who's going to be feeding all these people? We, the farmers. So if you're going to be farming, do it with all your heart. Go and farm with all your heart, and let's change the world as farmers. Lots of love. See you next time with another video. Bye-bye.